Okay, welcome to the nutrition masterclass tonight, guys. I hope you've all had a good day. And if you're watching this on the podcast, then let me know if this is helpful over on Instagram. Um, Firstly, well done to the guys that managed to get here. Um, Success leaves clues, and if you get yourself on these calls, the chances are you're going to get the best results. It's just as simple as that, effectively. What we're going to do today is we're going to go through and deep dive a load of common things on nutrition and things people find tricky. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with basics. Hopefully my slides load quickly today. So understanding macros, you might ask me, what is a macro? And that would be a great question to start with. So a macronutrient is effectively a protein, a carb, or a fat. And these are what make up our diet effectively. Proteins are 4 calories per gram, carbs are 4 calories per gram, and protein is 4 calories per gram, a carb is 4 calories per gram, so there's no difference between carbs and protein. So don't start thinking carbs are the enemy. And a fat is 9 calories per gram. Pop two in the Zoom chat if you're following along with that. I think that's something really, really important. A lot of people see carbs as something dangerous, something that potentially can cause weight gain, fat gain kind of thing. But actually, in fact, carbohydrates are crucial for energy, that kind of thing. Just pop a two if that will make sense. So effectively, when we're looking at energy and stuff like that, protein is key, and I bang on about it, and I'll talk about it later on in the Zoom call. But it's a great repairer, and it's also fantastic for building muscle kind of thing. If we've not got that in our diet, then effectively you're not going to be building muscle, and you're not going to be toning up, and then the gym becomes a little bit pointless. Carbohydrates and fats, your energy. Without these, you're not going to be able to work out at the gym the best you want to do. You might be getting headaches. You might find day-to-day life quite tricky kind of thing. So these are crucial for these kind of things. Just pop a two in the Zoom chat if you're following along, guys. And if you've got a question, make sure to put it in the chat, just in here. Just put that in the chat. And if you've got a question, then ask it. Don't be afraid to ask it. This is interactive throughout. Okay. So moving on from macros, measure your food. I can't emphasize this enough. Let's take a bowl of cereal, for example. A number of you will go, I've had a bowl of cereal. Well, what is a bowl of cereal? A bowl of cereal, according to the packet, is 30 grams. But a bowl of cereal for myself is 60 grams. It's the whole bowl. It's not just a little portion kind of thing. So measure your food. I can't emphasize that enough. Are you having 30 grams or are you having 60 grams of cereal? Are you having 200 grams of chicken or are you having 400 grams? Don't try and guesstimate it. The average person underestimates their food intake by 20%. So make sure that you're actually tracking it and you're measuring it. Like the more accurate you are, if you're 100% accurate, you'll get 100% of the results. If you're 50% accurate, you're going to get 50% of the results. Pop a three in a Zoom chat if you're following along with that. So yeah, the only time we're not measuring food is effectively when we're out, obviously. Then you should have calorie banked and you should be in the green anyway, so you should be fine. Or if you go to friends or kind of thing, then just make good choices and don't go crazy with portion sizes. But don't get lazy. A lot of people go, I've done it for 2 weeks. I know what 200 grams looks like. You don't. You don't know what 200 grams looks like. It's a guess. So we're going to move on. And this is a real topic that I think a lot of you won't have covered before, and it's called nutrient density. So effectively, nutrient density kind of refers to the amount of nutrients in a given food. So in other words, nutrient density foods provide a high amount of essential nutrients, such as vitamins, minerals, proteins, fibers, and healthy fats per calorie consumed. So we've got essential nutrients and we've got high nutrient content. This is filling you with a bit of info here. This bit's not crucial, but the next bit will be. effectively, these essential nutrients contains things like vitamin A, vitamin C, D, E, and B, and these are in the nutrient-dense foods, and these are essential nutrients that you need in your day-to-day life. Now, these aren't important for weight loss, but we need them just for a balanced diet kind of thing. Then we've got a thing called low calorie density. Now, this is really important and it's really useful if you're someone who finds yourself getting hungry, maybe 2, 3 o'clock, you think I've barely eaten anything, but I've only got 500 calories left. So despite high nutrient density, nutrient content like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, fiber, and healthy fats, they're actually really low density foods. So take this for example. This is my best example. You have 200 grams of chocolate, and it looks like this kind of thing. Hoping you can see me. If you can't, tell me. Make sure. Yeah, it looks like that, maybe, for example. Whereas if I had 200 grams of Greek style yogurt along with 200 grams of fruit, one, the calories would be lower, but two, the plate of food would be massive. It'd be so much more kind of thing. So 200, sorry, I should reiterate, 200 calories, not 200 grams, 200 calories of chocolate would look like this. 200 calories worth of fruit and Greek style yogurt would be almost 2 plates, like this kind of thing. And that would fill you up for a lot longer than the chocolate would. Put a 4 in a Zoom chat if that made sense. And if I need to go back over that, I'll go back over that because I butchered that a bit. But nutrient density is something you should all be making the most of. I think it's crucial at breakfast. I think it's really, really important. That's why we talk about overnight oats. We talk about Greek style yogurt. We talk about fruit with it kind of thing, because it leaves you feeling fuller for longer because it's a high dense nutrient food. So there's loads of fiber in it, healthy fats, all those vitamins, but the calories are really low. So you can have a lot more of it compared to your pancake kind of thing or your sausage on a butty kind of thing, if that makes sense. Just put a 5 if that makes sense. So it's definitely something you should be looking at, guys. If you're somebody who struggles with that, then find nutrient dense foods. And if you're struggling with that, ask the question. Feel free to ask. It's definitely something you should be hopping on and using in your weight loss journey. So we're then going to talk about meal prepping. I'm sure this is an area some of you guys might go wrong. And I don't just mean batch cooking 6 lunches kind of thing. That's not crucial. It will help, and it will definitely help you, especially when you're having a busy week. I know, like Angela, you're working in a school. Like sometimes work gets a bit over crazy kind of thing, and you just think, oh shit, kind of thing. I haven't prepped anything. I'll just grab what I can get, and that's where you need to be prepped. You should be on a Sunday going through your week, knowing what dinners you're having. That should be a given. That shouldn't even be a question. You should know Tuesday night I'm having spag bowl. Wednesday night I'm having chicken dish kind of thing. Friday's takeaway night, therefore I'm banking calories throughout. You should know that kind of thing. And if you don't, then you need to. Lunches are where the tricky. If you're someone who works out in the office, in a school kind of thing, then you need to be planning and maybe prepping some lunches. And if meal prep isn't for you, then maybe look at some portion control, like ready meals or whatever we want to call them, that you can take in with you. And if that's not an option, then meal prepping's the next best thing kind of thing. So after this call, I want you to, like we did last week, I think that worked really well for a number of you, get in that Zoom chat, put it in. What is tomorrow's lunch? What is tomorrow's breakfast? And what is tomorrow's dinner? We've got that in there. There's less chance of diverting off, and therefore your snacking will be minimal, and it will be what we aim it to be: healthy, good snacks, protein based, and then the rest of the meals will come there and all fall into place. Just pop a 6 in the Zoom chat if you're following along. If anyone's got a question, feel free to ask. Awesome. Makes a change for me to make sense. Okay, breakfast. This is a common one. I'm sure you guys heard it before. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I'm going to say it here and I'm going to call bullshit. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day is your first meal, whether that's at 5 a.m., whether that's at 9 a.m., whether that's at 11 o'clock, whatever it is, your first meal is the most important. And I don't mind if that's a brunch. I don't mind if that's a breakfast at 4 a.m. I don't mind if it's your lunch. All I want to see seeing is a structure in your day, whether that's two big meals or ideally three meals at the times that you choose. Breakfast doesn't have to be at 6 a.m. It doesn't have to be before work. It can be in Andrew's case, I know for work, it could be at break time or whenever she gets chance, whatever's works for her. Now, that meal should be protein and it'd be a great start to the day. So we're looking at 20, 25 grams of protein. And I think that's more than achievable. There's plenty of yogurts out there kind of thing. There's plenty of protein-based recipes on TikTok and Facebook. And if you haven't checked them out already, check them out because they'll honestly be a lifesaver. And if you mess up breakfast, you'll probably mess up the day. Put bluntly, if breakfast is crap, then the chances are you're going to snack come 2, 3 o'clock. If you skip breakfast altogether, the chances are you're double snack in the afternoon. Apologies. Chances are in the afternoon you'll be double snacking, triple snacking, and eating far more calories than you would have if you'd have just had breakfast. So throughout that day, that breakfast should be maybe 400 or 500 calories, depending on your calorie total. It can be less or it can be more, but that first meal of the day is the most important. Just pop a 7 in the Zoom chat if you're following along with that. So first meal of the day is crucial. It's really, really important. Don't be skipping it. The only time I ever talk about skipping breakfast and maybe having a brunch and a dinner is if you've been out the night before and you've gone and blown loads of calories, you know you're over, then make up for it the next morning kind of thing. Have a brunch. Chances are you might be hungover, so you get up later, have a brunch, and then have a dinner kind of thing. Okay, so we're going to be moving on. Water. This is an area I neglect myself. I could definitely be better, and I presume a lot of you probably do as well. So I want to talk about, we all know about water and hydration and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not going to bore you with that, but I just want to talk about it from a weight loss point of view. It regulates appetite control. If you drink water before a meal, it can help promote feelings of fullness and reduce your hunger. Throughout the day, if you're hitting your 2, 3, 4 liters a day, you will feel fuller. It's a common fact. You're going to feel a little bit fuller. And sometimes kind of, if we're thirsty, we can actually kind of mistake that for being hungry. That tends to be a common one. We're thirsty, it messes around with our blood glucose, stuff like that, and therefore we get dehydrated, we get hungry kind of thing. So definitely something to look at and definitely something to improve. And I think we're going to set a challenge tomorrow for you guys to try and smash. You've also got to remember water is calorie free. You know, we can drink as many diet cokes and diet drinks and low calorie drinks as we want, but effectively the best 0-calorie drink is water, or if it needs to be maybe a squash or something like that. But ideally, water is 0-calorie and it's free hydration. Helps you feel fuller for longer, and therefore like it's a win-win-win-win-win. It boosts your metabolism as well. Temporarily increases. So drinking a pint of water before your meal, honestly, one will massively reduce your appetite to a point, and you'll eat a little bit less if you're someone that gets hungry straight after a meal. But it also temporarily boosts your metabolic rate, allowing you to burn a few more extra calories in a day, but nothing crazy. Don't think, oh, I drink more water, I'm going to burn loads of calories. But it definitely helps. If you're someone in the gym and if you're on this program, you should be. It's crucial. The muscles are made up of water, and therefore, the more water we've got, we're going to flush out that lactic acid, flush out that CO2 in there, and you're going to feel a lot fresher and almost, I use the word cleaner. It's definitely going to have a massive benefit on your performance in the gym and just your everyday to-day feeling kind of thing. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one. Why protein? I absolutely bang on about this all day, every day about protein shakes, protein bars, how they can benefit you and why you need to be doing it. So I want to give you a little bit of info on this because I know some of you guys are thinking, why do I need to hit this protein target? What is this guy talking about? Um, Effectively, number one reason is we call it TEF, thermic effect of food, and protein has got a higher thermic effect of food. Now, effectively, this is how much energy the body needs to digest, absorb, and metabolize, like burn protein. And it's got a lot higher thermic effect than fats and carbs. So it takes a lot longer for the body to break this down. Whereas carbs and fats, they're pretty much broken down like that and they're gone. We feel hungry. Let's take, for example, and put me in a Zoom chat. This is you. How often do you have a bar of chocolate, maybe, or a bag of crisps, and you feel hungry straight after, kind of thing? Just put a me in the Zoom chat if that's you, because I know it's me. I definitely, if I have a bag of crisps or something, I never feel full after, and that's because it's so quick to be burnt up and so quick to be gone, kind of thing. Whereas if you're someone that you might be already on the protein bars, I know a lot of people in this program have said to me, "Oh, I actually feel fuller. I feel fuller for longer. I'm not getting hungry between meals. That snack filled me up. That dinner filled me up." So it's fantastic for that. So make sure you're hitting that protein target just from a point of view to keep you fuller for longer. And then the other reason is that muscle preservation. When we're losing weight, we're losing kind of we're either losing muscle or we're losing fat. You might lose some water in there, but effectively, when we're trying to lose weight, we're trying to lose fat. We're not trying to lose muscle. And if kind of your body isn't getting the protein in there, you're gonna lose muscle mass. So protein will help support a long-term weight management, which will effectively help you lose weight, but it will also preserve the muscle you've got and help you build a little bit. And your body will then realize, oh, I need to burn fat. Don't go and eat away at the protein. Don't go and eat away at the muscle because protein's stored in the muscle. Just pop a 8 if that's all made sense. And then we are going to move on to the floor is yours, guys. There's two of you in this call. I'm going to come to you first, Kat. I'd like to know your biggest win this week, since we last spoke on the call last week. And I'd like to know your biggest struggle. And if you haven't got a struggle, then amazing. I'm doing my job well. I'm just going to unmute you. Cool. So, Kat, what's your biggest win so far? I know you're very critical on yourself.
Yeah. Catching up on the exercise that I didn't do on Sunday and making sure that I did it over Monday and Tuesday. And what was the other one? Biggest
So we'll deal with that
loss.
quickly, and then it'll be your biggest struggle. But yeah, normally I presume you would have just gone, oh, sod it, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's awesome. What have you done differently to make sure you get that in this week? Is that
I just made sure I did it. Like yesterday, obviously I came to the class in the morning, went to work, came home, done home jobs, done the kids, and then did me minutes, push-ups or whatever it was, and then done my exercise, which killed me, but I made sure I did it. I did miss
And
the last
how did you feel after doing that? After you'd done all the
yeah,
exercise?
good, positive.
Awesome.
Positive because I'd caught up because I was beating myself up that I hadn't done it and that
And how are you feeling now? I mean, it's Wednesday, halfway through the week already.
Positive, like, yeah.
Fantastic. And your biggest struggle at the moment, just in general?
Probably being critical on myself.
Yeah.
And having to remind myself that the changes that I have made,
yeah,
surely must be making a difference.
100%.
I sat there the other day and added up like a certain thing that I would have done before and added up how many calories that would have been.
Yeah,
And
I
it was like
remember we spoke.
like 8,000 calories or something in,
Crazy,
yeah,
isn't it? Like just a simple
yeah.
little change and like
And
how much
doing
better you feel.
exercise on top of that and eating better on top of that. And I don't find the eating, like, and what to eat at lunchtime or dinner as hard as I did this time last week,
Awesome.
because I
Yeah, I
can just
remember
come
last week
home and I can,
you were quite
yeah,
unsure
I
what
was
to do.
panicking. Yeah.
Awesome, well done.
Yeah,
That's
no, easier.
fantastic. Awesome, well done. Angela, what is your biggest win at the moment? And tell me your biggest struggle after. I'm sure you'll be thrilled for me to ask you to unmute.
Hang on.
There you go. Hey,
My win, I'd say, is sticking to the calories. It's hard, but I'm sticking to it,
awesome.
or I'm going a bit underneath it.
Yep. How did you
And
deal with the bank holiday, can I ask? I haven't seen
I'm
you.
really boring. I don't really do anything. I go out, and I'm like, I don't really want to drink any alcohol much anymore. Don't really like it.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
boring, isn't it? But well, the thing is, I do like it, but I can't be trusted.
You can't be
There's only
trusted.
four
Okay, we'll work
bottles.
on that. But no, that's awesome. You're It's definitely great to see you tracking, making a conscious effort kind of thing. And you know, if you want to get some wine in there every now and then, I think you're a bit similar to myself. You're either all in or all out kind of thing on something.
Yeah,
Um, but then we look at calorie banking and saving calories here and there kind of thing, and that can always be work. But if you're giving yourself 150 and saving a bit of calories here and there kind of thing, then that option's always there kind of thing. If you want to go for that
yeah,
meal or whatever. And what's your
yeah.
biggest struggle at the moment? I think last time we spoke, you didn't actually have many.
No, this week getting my steps in because I've had a lot of schoolwork to do and that over the weekend and the bank holiday, so I've not been really doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the day goes and I've not really done as many steps as I usually do, so that's probably the hardest thing. But
So
hopefully I'll get into that.
for sure, how many steps have you done? Let's take for today, for example.
Hang on, let me look.
So will either be a moment of shame. Go on.
6,000.
Okay, so not terrible kind of thing.
Oh no,
I
it's not
always
too bad.
I always say the goal is 70K across a week, across 7 days. Now, obviously, that works out at 10,000 a day average. But if there's a day where you're massively under, kind of thing, then just try and make up for it. I think making up for it a weekend is always good. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
weekends like my worst really. Because I don't know. I don't really do much at the weekend.
time to get off
Boring.
your ass.
I know, just take the dog for a walk.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great time to try and get the steps up a little bit, kind of thing. Um,
Yeah,
and then just conscious changes throughout the week kind of thing. It's definitely hard, especially like doing book work. You sit down and you forget, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm stood up in 2 hours and only moved around.
yeah,
So maybe like I like to, if I'm doing do book work for ages, I'll try and set a timer and I'll set an alarm every hour just to try and get up. um
yeah,
Otherwise, you just end up sitting there, kind of thing. You don't move for 4 hours, and you think the day's gone, kind of thing. Or just schedule in, and
yeah,
I know it's hard with your work, but scheduling in a time, a day where you're going to go out for a walk, whether you get up 30 minutes early, whether you do it as soon as you get home, or something, that kind of thing. But it's tough.
early.
Yeah, you're horsey, so yeah. Um, okay, awesome, guys. Thank you for those that joined the call. If you didn't join the call, then I want to hear your biggest win and your biggest struggle in the WhatsApp chat. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or any platform and you found this useful, message me the word podcast and I will give you a free chat on how you can improve your weight loss journey. I hope you guys have an awesome evening and take it easy. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
No worries.